Yes, yes. Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear both of you. Yeah,
Okay, fine. I think we can start now.
yeah, we can start. I guess.
Okay,
Just a minute. Let's start.
okay. Arthur Ashe, the legendary Wimbledon player, following his diagnosis of HIV/AIDS, was asked, "Did the question, 'why me?' ever cross his mind?" He famously replied, "When I was holding the cup in my hand, I never asked God, 'why me?' So now that I'm in pain, how can I ask God, 'why me?'" Now, why do I make this reference? I'm coming to that soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my reading session, How a Rare Autoimmune Disorder Made Me a Writer and Medium a Poet. If you think doing this for someone like me is easy, let me tell you it's not. I have spent years not really speaking to anyone but myself. Right now, my brain is slow, my tongue muscles a little stiff, and switching on that camera for the world to see me and how a good flare looks like was not an easy choice to make. But I know how important this is for someone like me to sit here and talk about this invisible disorder because we are in serious minority. Say just 45% of the global population. So I wanted to be here to tell my fellow autoimmuners that all is not lost and with some effort we can retrieve our life. And to you, my good friends, what an invisible illness feels like, and that with a little support from you, we can have the life we deserve. The reason I decided to take help and invited two of my friends who wonderfully resonated with my challenges and became my cheerleader. Together, we will navigate our writing journey, but first, a little on how I discovered my writing in me. So, growing up, I had no plans of becoming a writer. I was getting ready for a corporate life and eventually landed my dream job. Then something's changed. A few years into my job, I found myself falling in the trap of a sickness cycle. I was advised rest, which I followed, but even then, my sickness was only increasing by the day. Finally, after passing through several doctors and umpteen number of tests done, I was diagnosed with a rare kind of an autoimmune disorder. I was put on steroids and NSAIDs, which actually rendered me immobile. And coupled with the severity of the flare episode, my days of ordeal had just begun. Now, what I need you to understand here is it is not easy to live a physically absent life. And yet, for someone like me, it was more real than reality. One fine morning into my young but seriously adult life, I realized my genes have taken precedence over my dreams, my wishes, and my life's goals. You have no escape. Your life fortified within four walls, your muscles hardly twitching, and your only connection to the outer world is that piece of sky barely visible from the Venetian glass. Now, what do you do? With some days of fret and non acceptance, I learned to move away from the real world and crawled towards creating my own, finding keys to a land which till then was drowned in the noise of conformity and structured living. So I stepped out of my utterly non happening physical life and took the ladder to the world where nothing mundane mattered. I slowly trained myself to visualize and audiate in a way they never teach you in school. I entered a world where I heard the earth humming, rain making melody, the sun blinding sight, and that rare vibe of unconditionality you long to experience in that human infested world. By then, I was quite done with the sermons, the social insensitivities, and began to find solace in taking the flight to that final frontier where I have never gone before. Not because I had no choice, but because now I wanted to. How to say the tiger has tasted blood? But see the irony. Your brain can always grow wings only to realize your roots are too deep for you to take a flight and lose yourself amongst the clouds. And that is when you learn to create your own microcosm within the ever expanding macro one, living without any terms and conditions. Simply put, which I keep sharing, I converted my terrace into a green patch. One such morning, Sitting amongst my green babies, inadvertently, I took refuge in my journal. That was a moment of acceleration I still recall with some fondness. The imageries dancing upon my eyes' vision slowly turned into alphabets. Alphabets turned into words, words into sentences, sentences into thoughts, and thoughts into feelings. This experience helped me to create a world of happy coexistence for the first time away from life's cacophony. Slowly, confusions that blighted my mind's sky metamorphosed into soul searching, connecting me to myself. Things started changing when I stopped becoming and allowed myself to just be. It was November 2019 that I joined a support group for my kind of autoimmune disorder. To my astonishment, that group had 50,000 members. While sharing my experience with the group, I realized I was writing to some audience. Another significant observation was that most people who were engaged meaningfully were either writers or artists or in some way self employed working from home, standing upon a heap of failure, trying to get back to my previous normal. I was slowly realizing that it was time to embrace my new normal, though becoming a writer sounded very distant. Finally came 2020 with its musings. I could sense that restlessness around me, which I felt in the initial years of my quarantine, and thought, why not share my experience of coping with my friends, hoping it will help them cope? So, walking over my inhibitions, moving through clouds, I started a journey of a lifetime. All my words that my pen scribbled connecting me to myself, breaking, decoding an existence of a very cellular kind that was lazing sweetly in some remote corner, now found wings. To cut the story short, I gathered courage to publish my first article in one of my social media pages. What followed was pure magic. Can you believe? The next day, I reconnected with 25 of my friends from school and university. That's how my roots found nourishment and grew flowers. How these flowers conversed with the wind, traveled the distance, and after being around virtually for almost 2 years now, I can say I'm safely home. Now that I sit here and call myself a writer, and most importantly, a poet, I look back and connect the dots and wonder, did all this happen because I refused to take note of my inner calls? Was it universe's way to lead me to this path of creativity and, very importantly, writing that was so long hiding in me? When in days of ignominy, where I withdrew from active normal and social life, I have asked the blank wall in front, why me? Searching for that question, I think I had to wait and reach this day, maybe, to introduce myself to the world not only as an autoimmune crusader, but also a writer. But calling myself a poet, well, that's a beautiful journey of self discovery for which I will now like to invite my two panelists, excellent writers, and my friend Somsubhra BanerjeeIt and Manali Mitra. Uh, Hi, Shom. Hi, Manali. A warm welcome.
Thank you, Monoreena. It was fantastic, your journey.
Very, very,
Thank
very
you for
inspiring.
sharing it with us. Yes,
Thank you.
very
Thank you
inspiring.
so much. Thank you. Okay, let me start with you, Manali. I got chatting, and you told me like you were hopping in and off Medium since 2020, giving one article here and maybe publishing two there. But now I find you pretty regular. So I just read that article you wrote on Kolkata. I was emotional how you're connected to our roots. And now tell me, I really want to know. Now I'm interested to know how are you invested right now, and how is medium being placed in your writing journey, and most importantly, how writing happens to you.
Thanks, Monoreena. If you ask me how writing started for me, well, I was in a household which was full of books, filled with books. And if a home which smells of books, you are compelled to read. And if you're reading, then you would want to write. So I loved writing as a child. but I never shared. I used to write my travel journals all the time. So, cut to, as you said, 2020, I had to share an official link article with somebody, and I was looking for a platform to publish. Someone said, you try Medium, and I came to Medium. Well, I did my job and I was not interested. Then, within a year, all my friends were saying, you go around the world, you write journals, at least share it with us. So I tried once more, the next year. So last year, what happened was like I thought that all my travel journals was getting piled up, and I had a lot of pictures. So I said, let me start documenting. So Medium was a kind of way to store all my stuff there, right? I did not think that I would write more articles. I said, let me just go and store everything I've written on cloud. That's how I treated Medium as a repository. But then last few months, a lot of things changed. I got love from Medium and the community. Oh my God, I'm in love with this community. The engagement from them, the love from them, and that was the hook. So it was a brilliant engagement from them. And I said, you know what? I'm doing something right here. Now, another very interesting hook, when I started to read others, you know, because they wrote about their pain, their joy, their happiness, and that's when I read them, it inspired me to also open up a little bit, whether it's through my poetry or whatever it is, and nobody would judge me. And that is the beautiful part of the whole platform. Everybody was writing, I was reading them, and at the most they will say, take care. And well,
I
I
completely
stayed on, and
agree.
thank God I stayed on. Today I'm here
I
with
completely agree.
everybody,
Yeah,
and it's such a beautiful platform. That's
absolutely.
that's the
Absolutely.
story.
Absolutely. And you're right, because when I'm also reading those stories, it's not they're just not stories. I'm also invested on the writer because I know what that writer is going through, and it's very interesting. And if you are really talking about this mere community, every time I dig into my comment box, I am inspired to write my next. So I know what you're talking of. Let me bring Shom here. Shom, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, this is important. If I'm sitting here today and calling myself a poet, it has to be about this community, this kind of hand holding. It
Yeah.
happens here. And I can immediately name a lot of my friends, maybe they're already here. But if I have to take one name, who has overtly contributed to my journey here, it has to be you. Because you took my paintings, my illustrations, and you splashed them over Medium. You took them to Shabdabeg. It was an amazing experience for me. You have even used my paintings for your publication work. And I have no doubt, when I was starting off with Soul Bay, it was my art that actually brought the initial traffic. Maybe after that, people realized that I can also write. So I'm interested. You're here for some years now. Like, how did Medium work for you? I mean, as a newbie, uh, can you resonate with my experience? And very importantly, just walk us through your writing life a bit.
Yeah, sure. Firstly, thank you so much, Monoreena. Those were very kind words.
Please, please, I mean it. I really mean it, Shom. Yeah, please carry on.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead with your second question first. So if I have to go back how I started reading, then in every Bengali household, you are bombarded with a lot of books, right? Whether you like reading or not, your parents will come and give you 10 books. Okay, take these, read. So that's how reading, got inculcated in me. I started taking those bombarded books and I started reading them, and thankfully I liked them because my parents love books, and that's how I got it, I guess, in the
I guess
genes.
that's also our gene. We love books and
Yes.
love writing.
Yes. So what I did was I started reading a lot of books, English, Bengali, my mother tongue, and everything. So when I started reading them, and I started reading a lot of authors in and around the world, something in me said that let's write. So what I did is I got a hold of our I had our maths notebooks and everything, where instead of doing mathematics, I started writing stories there. I used to combine various books and the plots from those books and imply it on everything. And I used to write my own characters. I started scribbling stories and everything. So those were inspired by a lot of writers. So that's how the writing bug got into me. And after that, it never stopped. I went to college and I started writing for a college magazine, got my short stories published there, and those kind of things happened after that. And that's how writing is, and that's how I have been writing, I am writing, and I will keep writing till the end of my days. Now, if I have to go and answer your first question, Monorina, so uh, Medium is all about the community. I mean, if I have to give you one reason to stay on Medium forever, it would be the community. The community is amazing. It's, as Manali has put it so beautifully, you have also said it, Monorina, it's a beautiful community. They'll support you, they'll guide you, they'll help you. It's amazing, it's just amazing. So when I started off 3.5 years back, it was a haiku poem, is what I remember. That was my first ever poetry. I was very scared, being an introvert. I never wanted my words to go out. I kept it hidden in my diary, and it was a big step for me. So I realized that, okay, let's try. When I discovered Medium, I said, let's try. So when I shared my first piece with a very good poetry magazine in Medium. So the editor was so kind. She dropped me a note saying that welcome to Medium, and this is a very, very beautiful poem. So I guess that hand holding, as you said, Monorina, that inspiration, that words of encouragement, that hit me. I think that was what I needed. So after that, I mean, that was what I was looking for, and when I got it, I started writing more, and yeah, today I'm writing on Medium. I'll keep doing so forever. So that's the journey of an introvert.
Yeah, yeah, because I just face that,
Yeah.
this introvert. I think we writers are all introvert, very sensitive, and we need that, that encouragement, that hand holding. It
Yes.
makes it easier. Like I was just saying, like if I had to switch on my video, it had to be here and nowhere else. Manali, let me come to you. When I started writing, I thought my experience was very unique and I can give a lot to, the world. But little did I know what writing was doing to me. Every time I pressed publish, I could feel some pounds really going down my stiff shoulders. I was actually healing. So can you really relate to what I'm saying right now, or
Yeah. Yeah, I can. Now I can. Honestly, Monorina, when I used to write in my 20s, in my 30s, I never realized it. It was the year 2020. I think that was one year a lot of things happened, even for good, changed some of us in a better way. So, well, that's the time I was somehow confined to a house all alone for 6 months, and I had to survive. And all I did was at the end of the day, I would write something about that day, what happened in the work call, whether I ate, what did I eat, and how did I clean my house, and everything. And now, when I look back, when I read those entries, I have 173 entries. And that I realized, my God, writing is a healer. And I survived those 6 or 7 months because I wrote. And of course, back to Medium, it's a healer. It's absolutely a healer. Because, again, Sylvia Plath's saying that I actually, when I read everybody's stories on Medium, I realized how true it is that in life, you can write about everything if you have the outgoing guts. And that's what people are doing on Medium, amazing stories. And it is a healer. And I can realize it today. Writing is a healing. It's kind of a healer. Yes. If you
okay, Shom, carrying from Manali, writing therapeutic.
Definitely. Writing is therapeutic. It's cathartic. It's a healing thing. I mean, whenever words, they make their way into. Now it's the MacBook or the laptop, but earlier it was pen and paper. So it's a healing process. So, I mean, since you brought this topic up, let me share a short story with you. So,
Yeah.
it was 2019. I was in Munich, Germany at that time. The weather was very cold, very depressing. I had no one to talk to, and I was depressed. I was very, very homesick and lonely. uh, to drive away this loneliness, what I used to do is I used to just go out for a walk in the evening. There was a small park nearby. I used to go there. I used to sit with my pen and paper. There was a diary, and I wrote about anything and everything, like the caterpillar that used to go, the beetle, the grasshopper, the tree, the sky.
I'll just stop you. I read them and they are fantastic. Please carry on, show.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. So I started writing them, and when I used to write them on that notebook, I felt a sense of calmness in me. I mean, it felt as if there was a heavy rock in my heart, and now that rock has gone out. It just dissipated somewhere. So that was the cathartic, that was the healing thing about writing. I mean, I guess everyone, I mean, there are many who have joined us today, they'll agree with it as well. So that was the first step. I just used to start writing, but then the second step was, what would I do with my writing? Again, the introverted me said, no, no, just keep it in your diary. Why do you need to show it to people? Just keep writing, finish the diary, throw it off, bring in another diary and continue. Don't need to, why you need to show it to people? But then, as I said, I discovered Medium one fine day all of a sudden, and um, I gathered a lot of courage, and I thought, okay, let's do this. Let's try and publish, and then see, maybe there are people in and around us who would resonate with me. I mean, who will
Absolutely.
resonate with me, and I'll get a validation of some sort.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can see some names. I'm very excited. Marilyn has joined us.
Madeline has joined. He has
Yes,
joined us.
Tony is here.
Priyanka,
Hello,
I mean,
Tony.
she was one of the
And
first
Dodo is
writers
here.
I followed on Medium. So Priyanka was one of those. And
Priyanka, I am so excited. Yana is here with us.
Sal has
Dr.
joined.
Imam, thank you so much.
Preeti ma'am
Dr.
has joined
Singh,
us.
yes, Dr. Singh is here. I'm really excited. I can see 30 people are here. I mean, I'm hoping somebody would come up with any question if you have to. Uh,
Shine.
yeah.
Dodo has joined us. I guess William has joined us. I think William.
Okay.
I know William.
Why can't I see William?
It's in review. Let me approve it. You can
Yeah.
continue. I'll approve it.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, I think you have to approve. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
I didn't know
I
this.
oh, you
I
didn't
didn't
know
know
Atilya has
this.
joined
this.
us. Hi, hi, Atilya.
You are
Sorry.
doing
Hi.
a great job of approving. Thanks.
Dodo.
Great.
Okay. Fine, fine, fine. That's excellent. I'm so excited.
All are my inspirations. Whoever has joined, I
Absolutely,
respect them and I
absolutely.
love
They
them.
are.
Thank
They
you for
are.
joining.
Thank you so much, so much. It means so much.
Yeah. There is Attila. Well, great, great. William, thank you so much. I hope you can hear me. And I'm finding some new names, and it's interesting because um, Attila Bego, thank you for joining us. Maybe I should start reading you now. And
I read Attila. Hi, Attila. We
uh,
are Lego friends.
I have to
We
read
love
it.
Lego. We are both Lego
okay,
fans.
okay, I get it, I get it. Okay, there is Sal who's talking about her own chronic illness. Wow, great, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Do we find any other name? If there's anything you want to share with us or ask, well, you can. We are in the process, so we have around another 6 minutes left. So if you want to, you can. So we will continue. Actually, I was a little tense. As usual, I'm coming here after 10 years doing something like this. But I'm feeling so relaxed now. So if I really take my journey from not, as I keep saying, to sitting here today, talking to you people, I have covered a journey, something I should be, I don't know, proud of. And this has happened because of Medium. Every time, when I was, say, 1.5 years back, when I was writing, every word I would think, I would wonder, oh, is it okay? Should I be using it? Then it's like, okay, let me try it out this way. Now that I have come here, I don't even think. I just find whatever that comes to my mind and I write. And
Um,
Yeah,
that
that
is,
is
Monoreena,
exactly what I
that is
wanted to say,
the
Monorena.
kind
Yeah.
of support, the kind of warmth I've got from this community. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely. I mean,
we
And I
have
wanted to add that here,
yeah, please, please.
what I said, that here where you can write, they're accepting, they would not judge you. And that is where I felt that, you know what, when I came here, I was only sharing my experiences wherever I went. But then now I've started to open up a little bit. I said, you know what, people are writing about their pain, their joys, their happiness, their
Absolutely.
heartbreaks. Even I can. So that way,
True. True, true,
you
true.
know, kind
And,
of,
and,
it
and
kind
I'm
of triggers
repeating,
you.
I'm just
Yes,
repeating it, you know. People who
that's
know me was very surprised when they heard that I was switching on the camera because I never do it. And if it has happened, it's only because of this warmth here. I will go on repeating this.
uh,
I hope like I go on doing it in the near future. Do we have anyone
we
here?
have questions. We have questions.
Great.
So Priyanka says, uh, what inspires you all? Your favorite muse?
You want to start, show?
Uh, Favorite muse, as in, I guess she means writer. So, okay. So I have a couple of books with me. So, Shell, Shell
This
Silver.
you got
Yeah,
that
it's
book?
there.
Got that
It's
book.
there.
I have
Great.
another one, Remarkable Bright Creatures, the second book that I'm reading. So I keep reading 5, 6 books together. So please, I don't know if that works for others.
Yeah,
So
you
I
know,
would
so
name.
you wrote one. You wrote one unfinished book. You wrote one poem, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
really enjoyed that.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah, right.
So
If I have to call, what my muse is, it's out there. My plants. Every time I sit with my greens, I feel like writing. Manali,
You know, if I say I have I love reading, Priyanka. And if you see my bookshelf, well, I don't know. I think I have to be out of the house very soon.
same.
So from Tagore to Kafka to
wait,
Dostoevsky to,
can you
oh
do
my
without
God, I
can
mean,
you do without Tagore and Kafka if you're born in a Bong family? I don't think so. It's like it comes. It comes.
it comes like I love.
Comes.
So I think every uh, part of my life I've been inspired by someone, and also in real life a lot of people, well,
Yes,
so first my mother,
very
she's
true.
a
True, true,
huge inspiration for me. But yes,
true.
and of course there are a lot of uh, rock bands, the Beatles. They also come in your lives in some point of time, and they inspire you in
So,
some way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fatima ma'am has a question. So, what are you writing right now? I want to hear from all of you. What are you writing right now?
Right now, I'm sitting here talking to you people. Maybe next week I'll start writing again. And definitely, I'll share with Medium, Dr. Imam. Thank you for that question.
Manali,
Manali?
she wants everyone to answer that.
Sorry, what was the
What are you writing right now? Anything in draft you want to publish?
Yes. Okay, Dr. Imam. I was writing a piece on a trees because I read this book, The Overstory, around 2 years back, and that blew me away. And I want to write about the book and my interaction with trees, but somehow every time I want to publish it, something else comes in my head, and I start scribbling and I
Yeah,
publish it.
I'll just
I
say hi
better
to
now
Joseph.
starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joseph, I think you can hear me. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi,
Yeah.
hi, Joseph. Thank you so much for joining. I
See,
really love your words. You know that
it's
already.
so exciting, no show?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
excited. Yeah. Uh,
Yes, yes.
experience. Okay.
All right.
Uh,
Great.
I think you're
Refresh
experiencing
your
audio
page.
problem.
I
Oh,
think we are
No,
already
no, we are
done.
good.
We
We're
are
good.
over. We are over. We just
I
have
think
one more.
Doro has a question.
yeah. There's a
How
question.
do
Right
you
now, I
write?
saw it.
Yeah, how do you write when you feel like you are in too much pain?
I mean, who wants to take that? I think
Shom,
you
this
can
has
take
to
that,
be the
Mono.
last question because we are almost there. So
Yeah, just
please, Manali, go ahead.
I don't know how much pain you're saying here. It is very individual, but when I'm in pain, I cry a little bit first, and then I start writing
Same,
words
same
because
here.
you have to give vent to your emotion.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's what it happens. I start writing once, but first I cry because that's very important to give vent to your all whatever is going
Whatever
through.
is inside.
That's how the
needs
words
to come
follow.
out. Yeah,
I mean, for me, I don't know about others.
that's
Thanks,
what
Dora, for the
happens
question.
with me
Nice
as
to
well.
talk.
Absolutely.
That's a very
I think we writers pattern. I think it's very similar. That's the reason we connect.
Yeah.
Uh, well, I think we have to finish this now.
We
It's
have one
almost
more
Okay.
question, the last one maybe. We can overshoot 1 or 2 minutes, I guess. No issues.
okay. If you want to,
Yeah,
yeah, carry on.
I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's there. So Fatima ma'am has another question.
Okay.
She says that medium's a safe place. Would you agree? I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely. That's what we were talking about here.
Very
Yes.
You feel
safe.
safe. You feel safe. Absolutely. Uh, Shum,
Okay. I think we can
Yeah.
wrap up.
We
Shum,
can wrap up.
yeah, I mean, I'm really feeling sad. We have to wrap up. We were so into it, so into this conversation. I
Another
really,
1 hour was needed. Come
yeah,
on.
I agree. Shum Manali, you enjoyed? I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I love
I'm,
Thank
it.
you so
I'm
much.
finding
I'm a
so
newbie
many
on
names
medium.
For
here.
yeah,
Liliana,
for
Mary,
inviting
Dr. Imam, Dr. Sim.
everyone.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Really excited.
Joseph, William joined. I'm so
Yes,
happy. I'm
yes,
so
yes.
so happy.
I'm really
Priyanka joined. Marilyn joined.
absolutely, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
And
so
I'm
And
much.
very,
I was
very
just
touched you.
thinking,
Joseph
yeah,
joined.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was just thinking. I mean, we have been connecting. All these names we know, we read, we talk, we connect. But for some reason, now that connection has a face. It's almost like
Yeah.
completing a cycle now, and it's beautiful, very
And
beautiful.
I'm a newbie on Medium, by the way, Monorina. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you for connecting me with the audience. Because honestly, now I'll go start reading many of them. I do not. I'm very
Please,
newbie, and I'm so glad that I stayed on. And
please,
You
I'm here
should. You
today, and
should.
thank you
all right.
for asking me.
Everyone should stay around in Medium because it's an amazing community.
Amazing place.
It would
Yes.
have been great if we could have seen everyone. I
Yeah,
really hope we
unfortunately,
would
that
be able
yeah,
to see the
that's the
faces. And
format. Maybe we can plan something informal.
yeah,
We
that's
can
what
just
I was thinking as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Plan something and
Let's see.
talk.
Let's.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, a big thank you to Team Medium because we
Thank you.
really enjoyed, and unfortunately, this session comes to an end. But our conversation continues. So please keep writing, keep inspiring, and let the words heal you. See you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.